Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, where we uncover hidden treasures and explore the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we have a special treat for you. We're taking a closer look at a coin from the United States, one that's often overlooked by many, but could be worth an astonishing amount of money. That's right, today we're diving into the 1961-cent coin, specifically focusing on its mint mark and how this little penny might just be worth a lot more than you think. Stay tuned because you're about to discover why this seemingly ordinary coin could have a value of over $64,000. Let's start with some background on the 1961-cent coin. In the early 1960s, the U.S. Mint was in the process of making some key adjustments to its coinage. While 1-cent coins were widely circulated and easily accessible, not all of them are created equal. The coin that we're focusing on today is one that, despite being part of the standard production in 1960, has some unique characteristics that make it stand out in the world of coin collecting. The 1961-cent coin was produced in large quantities, and as a result, many of them were used in everyday transactions. But here's where things get interesting. During this time, the U.S. Mint was using different minting processes, which led to variations in the coin's production. This created opportunities for rare and valuable errors to be struck. In particular, one mint mark in the 1960 series has become the focus of many collectors, and that's the small date variety of the 1961-cent coin. The small date version of the 1960 penny was produced in large numbers at the Philadelphia Mint, and you might think that such a coin would be just another common piece of U.S. currency. However, there's a twist. During this period, the U.S. Mint mistakenly produced a few large date and small date varieties for the 1960 penny, and the difference is subtle but significant. The small date variety has a noticeably smaller numeral for the year, which makes it quite rare compared to the regular large date version. So why does this matter? Well, it turns out that the 1961-cent coin with the small date mint mark has become highly coveted by collectors. Because so few were produced and the mint mark is so elusive, these coins have gained a reputation for being one of the most sought-after pennies from the 1960s. It's not just about the small date though. There are a number of other factors that contribute to the coin's value, including its overall condition and its place within the historical context of U.S. coinage. The value of the 1961-cent small date coin really starts to rise when you consider the condition of the coin. A coin in poor condition may not fetch much more than its face value, but a well-preserved coin with minimal wear and tear can command a significant premium in the market. That's where it gets exciting for collectors. A penny that's been preserved in mint state, free from scratches, discoloration, and other imperfections, can dramatically increase in value, but that's not all. There are some additional factors that can make a 1960 small date penny even more valuable. For instance, coins with specific errors, such as double die strikes or off-center minting, can add significant value. These types of errors are highly prized by collectors because they're considered to be rare and unique. Imagine having a 1960 penny that not only has the small date but also a doubling error on the date or an unusual minting flaw. It would be worth exponentially more. And now, we get to the moment you've all been waiting for. You've probably been wondering, just how much could a 1961-cent coin with the small date mint mark be worth today? Well, if you're lucky enough to have one of these coins in excellent condition, or better yet, one with an error, it could be worth a staggering $64,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1961-cent small date coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $64,000. Isn't that incredible? For something that originally started as just a penny, its value has skyrocketed due to its rarity, historical significance, and the demand from collectors who are always on the lookout for the next big find. So, what does this mean for you? If you happen to come across a 1961-cent coin, take a moment to inspect it closely. Check the date. Does it have a small date? And what about its condition? If it's in great shape, or even better, if it has any error features, you may have just stumbled upon a small fortune. Don't let these pennies slip through your fingers without a second look. They might just be worth a lot more than you think. Today, we've got an exciting discovery for you. If you think that 1-cent coins are just pocket change, think again, because today, we're going to reveal the hidden value of the 1961 United States 1-cent coin, a coin that may be sitting in your collection or perhaps even in your spare change jar, waiting to surprise you with its incredible worth. The 1961 1-cent coin might seem like a typical penny at first glance, but for those in the know, it holds a special place in the world of coin collecting. If you've ever wondered whether older pennies are worth anything more than face value, you're in for a treat. You might be surprised to learn that the 1961 penny, particularly with certain mint marks, has gained a reputation among collectors and numismatists as being significantly more valuable than what you'd expect from a simple copper coin. To fully understand why this coin could be worth so much, we need to take a quick journey into the history of U.S. coinage. The 1960s were a fascinating time for the United States, politically and economically. The country was in the midst of post-World War II recovery and the Cold War was in full swing. It was also a period when the U.S. Mint was making important changes to the production of coins. One of the key factors that can drive a coin's value is the rarity and condition in which it was produced, and that's exactly what we'll focus on with the 1961 1-cent coin. The 1961 penny was produced at 3 U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coin was part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, which began in 1959, replacing the previous wheat-ear design that had been in circulation since 1909. The Lincoln Memorial design depicted the famous monument on the reverse, symbolizing the United States' respect for its 16th president, Abraham Lincoln. The obverse featured the traditional portrait of Lincoln, with the familiar, "In God We Trust," inscription. Now, what makes the 1961 1-cent coin so interesting to collectors is its mint marks. In 1961, the U.S. Mint produced a variety of pennies with different mint marks, but it's the ones with particular characteristics or rare features that have caught the attention of numismatists. If you look closely at the coin, you'll find that some 1961 pennies are marked with a D for the Denver Mint or a S for the San Francisco Mint, but there's one specific variety that is often overlooked: the 1961 Philadelphia penny. Although the Philadelphia Mint mark is usually absent on coins struck in Philadelphia, since it was used for coins without any mint mark, the 1961 coin stands out. What collectors are really after is the quality of the strike. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint are often the most sought after because they can be found in different grades. Most of the coins produced in 1961 were circulated extensively, which means finding one in pristine condition is relatively rare. Now let's talk about the condition of these coins. This is where the real value lies. Most 1961 pennies are worn down, heavily circulated, and damaged over time. However, those that remain in uncirculated or near-perfect condition are the ones that attract the most attention from collectors and investors. A coin with sharp details, no signs of wear, and that has been kept in exceptional condition can have a dramatically higher value than a coin that has been in circulation for decades. But here's the kicker: some 1961 pennies have been struck with rare minting errors that can make them even more valuable. Minting errors are what every serious coin collector dreams of finding. A double die error, for example, occurs when the die that strikes the coin doesn't align properly, creating a coin with multiple impressions of the design. These errors make the coin unique, and in turn, highly valuable. Imagine finding a 1961 penny with a double die error or one with an off-center strike. If you've got one of these rarities, you're holding on to a coin that could be worth far more than its face value. Even minor errors can significantly increase the value of a coin, so keep your eyes peeled for any abnormalities in your collection. Now, it's time to get to the exciting part: the value of the 1961 1-cent coin. You're probably wondering just how much this penny could actually be worth, right? Well, if you have a 1961 penny in uncirculated condition, or even better, if it has a minting error, it could be worth a staggering $62,000. Yes, you heard it correctly. A single 1961 1-cent coin, in excellent condition or with a rare minting error, could fetch an incredible $62,000. That's an astonishing amount for a coin that you might have overlooked as just another penny. The market for rare and unique coins like the 1961 penny continues to grow, and with more collectors seeking out pieces from this era, the value of these coins is only expected to rise. So, what should you do now? Take a close look at any 1961 pennies you might have lying around. Check their condition, examine their mint marks, and see if you can spot any errors. If you find one in pristine condition, or if you happen to have one with a rare minting flaw, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Before you rush off to search for your own 1961 pennies, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more valuable coin discoveries like this. And remember, in the world of coin collecting, sometimes the smallest, most overlooked pieces are the ones that can make you the richest. Today, we have an exciting treasure hunt for you as we uncover the hidden value of a coin that might just be lying around in your collection or your pocket change, a United States 1-cent coin from 1966. At first glance, this penny may look like any other, but what if I told you that it could be worth far more than its face value? You might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. The 1966 1-cent coin was minted during an interesting time in U.S. history. The country was in the middle of the 1960s, an era of great social and political change, with the Vietnam War escalating, the civil rights movement in full swing, and cultural shifts happening all around. It was also a time when the U.S. Mint was producing millions of coins to meet the demands of a growing economy. The 1966 penny, with its Lincoln Memorial design, is often overlooked by many collectors, but it's far from ordinary when you take a deeper look at its potential. The Lincoln Memorial design, which had been in circulation since 1959, is one of the most iconic images in U.S. coinage. The reverse features the grand memorial honoring President Abraham Lincoln, while the obverse displays the famous portrait of Lincoln, along with the inscription, "In God We Trust." It's a design that's familiar to most, but here's where things get interesting. In 1966, the U.S. Mint struck millions of pennies, but what makes this particular year special is the rarity and condition of certain mint marks. Pennies from 1966 are known for their relatively low mintage, and not all of them are the same. Some of these pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, while others were produced at the Denver Mint, which means the mint marks on these coins can tell us a lot about their value, but it's not just about the mint marks that make this coin special, it's the condition. Most of the 1966 pennies you'll find today are in average or poor condition, especially those that were in circulation for decades. However, coins that have been preserved in excellent or mint condition are what really attract the attention of serious collectors. Coins with sharp details, no wear, and clear markings are significantly more valuable than those with scratches, discoloration, or other signs of heavy use. Finding a 1966 penny in mint condition is not only rare but also incredibly rewarding for collectors. Now, let's dive into some of the factors that can increase the value of the 1966 penny. As with many other coins, rarity plays a huge role in determining its worth. The 1966 1-cent coin was produced in large quantities, but only a fraction of those remain in mint condition. It's the coins that survive decades of circulation without suffering wear and tear that are the most valuable. If you find one that's well preserved, you're holding on to something much more special than you might think, but that's not all. Error coins are highly prized in the world of coin collecting, and the 1966 penny is no exception. During the minting process, mistakes can happen. These errors can vary from minor misprints to major issues like double strikes, off-center strikes, or even coins that were struck on the wrong planchet. A 1966 penny with a minting error is a highly sought-after item among collectors, as these types of coins are unique and rare. Imagine stumbling upon a 1966 penny with a double die error or one with an unusual off-center strike. It would be worth far more than the average 1966 penny. In addition to minting errors, some 1966 pennies are valued higher due to their historical significance. The 1966 penny falls right in the midst of the coinage transition period in the U.S., and its unique place in history adds to its allure for collectors. These coins represent an era of change and development in the U.S. Mint's processes and are a snapshot of a pivotal time in American history. So, how much could a 1966 1-cent coin really be worth? If you're lucky enough to have a 1966 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error, you might be shocked at how much it can fetch in today's market. A coin like this could be worth an incredible $58,000, yes, you heard that correctly, $58,000. That's the price that some collectors have been willing to pay for a 1966 1-cent coin in perfect condition or with a unique minting flaw. This goes to show just how valuable even the most seemingly ordinary coins can be when they possess rare qualities and exceptional condition. Now, it's time for you to take action. If you have any 1966 pennies in your collection, or if you happen to find one in your spare change, don't just toss it aside. Take a moment to examine it closely. Check the mint mark, inspect its condition, and see if there are any signs of a minting error. You might just have a rare and valuable coin on your hands. Today, we're going to talk about a seemingly ordinary coin that could be sitting in your collection right now or even hidden in your change jar, a 1967 1-cent coin. At first glance, this penny might look like just another piece of copper, but what if I told you that it could be worth a small fortune? The 1967 1-cent coin is part of the iconic Lincoln Memorial series, which began in 1959. These coins are a staple in American currency, circulating widely for decades. The Lincoln Memorial design, featuring the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the memorial on the reverse, is a familiar sight for most coin collectors. It's the design that most of us recognize when we think of pennies, but there's something particularly special about the 1967 penny that makes it stand out. The U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies in 1967. But not all of them are created equal. Some of them have unique qualities that make them much more valuable than their face value. When it comes to coin collecting, rarity is key, and the condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Most of the 1967 pennies you'll find today have been through years of circulation, worn down, and marked up with scratches and discoloration. However, finding a 1967 penny in mint condition is a rare and valuable find. In addition to the coin's condition, the mint mark plays an important role in its value. The 1967 1-cent coin was minted at 3 U.S. Mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. While the Philadelphia Mint coins generally don't have a mint mark, the coins struck in Denver and San Francisco do. The mint marks on these coins tell us where they were made, and in some cases, can affect their rarity. The most sought after of these coins are the ones with the highest level of preservation. Coins that have been kept in excellent, uncirculated condition are considered far more valuable than their well-worn counterparts. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Coins with deep, sharp details and no visible wear are what collectors dream of, and a 1967 penny in such condition can easily fetch far more than its face value. But here's the exciting part: what truly sets the 1967 penny apart from the rest is the possibility of mint errors. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, and while these errors are relatively rare, they can significantly increase the value of the coin. A 1967 penny with a minting error, such as a doubled die, off-center strike, or another type of mistake, can be worth much more than a regular, unaltered coin. Collectors are always on the lookout for these types of coins, as they are considered rare and unique. Imagine finding a 1967 penny that was struck twice, leaving a doubled image of Lincoln or the date. Or maybe the coin was struck off-center, giving it a one-of-a-kind appearance. These errors can cause a coin to stand out from the crowd and dramatically increase its value. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for error coins, and the rarer the error, the higher the price. Now, you may be wondering, how much could a 1967 penny really be worth? Well, here's the moment you've all been waiting for. If you happen to have a 1967 1-cent coin in excellent condition or one that has a rare minting error, the value can be astounding. A well-preserved 1967 penny or one with a minting error could be worth as much as $56,000, that's right, $56,000. It's incredible to think that something as small and simple as a penny could hold so much value, but that's the beauty of coin collecting. The rarity, the condition, and the possibility of errors can all combine to make a coin like the 1967 1 cent worth a small fortune. So, what should you do now? If you have any 1967 pennies in your collection, it's time to take a closer look. Inspect their condition, check for any minting errors, and see if you have a coin that could be worth thousands of dollars. Even if you think your penny is just another worn-out coin, it could still be worth far more than you realize. Today, we're diving into a particular penny that might be tucked away in your collection or lying around in your spare change jar, the 1968 United States 1 cent coin. At first glance, this might look like just another common penny, but what if I told you that this little coin could be worth far more than you ever imagined? Stick with us, because by the end of this video, you'll see why the 1968 1 cent coin could be worth a fortune. The 1968 1 cent coin is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, which was first introduced in 1959. This design features the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse and the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. It's a coin that has been in circulation for decades, making it a familiar sight for most people. However, as time goes on, certain versions of this coin have gained immense value among collectors. So, what makes the 1968 penny so special? Let's take a look at the historical context of the 1968 penny. The United States was undergoing significant change in the 1960s. Politically, the nation was dealing with the Civil Rights Movement and the Vietnam War, while socially, the counterculture revolution was in full swing. It was an era of change, and the U.S. Mint was busy producing coins to keep up with the economic demands of the time. The 1968 1 cent coin was produced in large quantities, but just like many coins from this era, finding one in mint condition today can be a challenge. The real key to the value of the 1968 penny lies in its rarity and condition. Coins that were produced in the 1960s were generally made to be used in everyday transactions, so most of them were subject to wear and tear. By the time many of these coins are passed down through generations or found in change jars, they're often in poor condition, with scratches, discoloration, or heavy signs of use. But for collectors, the value lies in finding those rare specimens that have been carefully preserved over the years, coins that have been kept in near-perfect condition and show no signs of wear. This brings us to the mint mark of the 1968 1 cent coin. The U.S. Mint produced pennies in 1968 at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint are often unmarked, but those struck at the Denver and San Francisco mints have a mint mark on the reverse side. These mint marks can help determine the coin's origin and, in some cases, even affect its value. Generally speaking, the mint mark on the coin provides collectors with important information, but it's not always the determining factor for the coin's value. The condition of the coin plays an even bigger role, but what really makes the 1968 penny stand out is the possibility of rare minting errors. Minting errors are when something goes wrong during the coin's production, creating a flaw that makes the coin unique. These errors can include double dies, off-center strikes, or even coins that were struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine finding a 1968 penny that's been struck twice, with the image of Lincoln showing up as a doubled portrait. Or perhaps you come across a penny that wasn't lined up properly during the minting process, causing it to be struck off-center. These types of coins are incredibly valuable because they're one of a kind and are highly sought after by collectors. The more unusual the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. Now, let's talk about the real value of the 1968 1 cent coin. The general rule of thumb is that a coin's worth increases significantly if it is in excellent condition or if it has a rare minting error. As we mentioned earlier, the 1968 penny wasn't produced in the smallest quantities, but it's the condition and rarity of specific pieces that make them valuable. If you're lucky enough to have a 1968 penny that's in uncirculated or mint condition, or if it's an error coin with a unique flaw, you could be looking at a substantial increase in value. Here's the exciting part: the value of a 1968 1-cent coin in pristine condition or with a minting error can be astounding. Believe it or not, a well-preserved 1968 penny could be worth as much as $53,000. Yes, you heard that right, $53,000. That's the kind of value that certain 1968 pennies can command, especially when they are in perfect condition or feature a rare minting error. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and sometimes the smallest coins can hold the biggest value. The 1968 1-cent coin may seem like just another penny, but for those who know what to look for, it's a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. So, before you toss that old penny aside, take a moment to check its condition, look for any signs of minting errors, and examine the mint mark. You just might have a rare gem on your hands. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an exciting coin discovery. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting. Remember, in the world of coins, sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest value.